And he's loading. Okay. All right. Now let's share the screen. Give some passwords. Okay. Start. Share the screen. All right. Now, do you guys see what I see? Kara, thumbs up. Anybody?
We're on.
All right, thanks. All right, we're good. All right. So welcome everyone to Saturday's Zoom call. Today is all about the food freshness card, but we do this every Saturday. And thank you for joining. And to start off, here's a quick little background about us real quick. Nice, so kind of shows what we're about, and we'll play it right now.
Good health is not something we can buy, but something we can improve. For decades, people have searched the answers to many questions regarding our health and improving it. Do you want to have the ability to live life to the fullest? Are you interested in sleeping better at night and having more energy in a healthy way? What if there was a revolutionary technology that could change your life? A technology that slows the aging process of vegetables and breads and also assists the body in possible effects of electromagnetic fields and more? We introduce Nature's Frequencies, an award-winning company that manufactures innovative health and wellness products under 6 U.S. patents with natural health and wellness solutions that assists with balancing and harmonizing the body. But how do we do this? We combine knowledge from the East with technology from the West. As far back as 6000 BC, the Chinese have believed that the body has an optimal energy flow. When this flow is disrupted, it manifests negatively by stimulating specific points on the body. The body is encouraged to correct itself. We fast forward a period of exciting progress in the West. During this time, Nikola Tesla was a genius before his time. This Serbian-American inventor, engineer, and physicist confirmed the existence of scalar waves. Scalar waves are composed of pure zero-point energy. This gives them the ability to store data in a substrate. But something must be able to hold the data. Enter Denis Gabor, who in 1971 won the Nobel Prize for his invention and development of the holographic method. Holography can be used to store information inside crystals. And this knowledge is combined today to help you have better health and life. Apply the unique energy field signatures of Nature's Frequencies products correct and harmonize your body's frequency to optimize your body's energy flow. When the body's energy flow is restored and harmonized, the health of the truly realigned. All of this by a family company with big plans for the future. Visit our website, www.naturesfrequencies.com, to take care of your precious health with Nature's Frequencies. Inspired by Tesla, patented by us.
All right, that's a great little intro video, and then we'll move on to a little bit more about us. As it's been said before, we're no stranger to awards and recognition. We've had 15 major industry awards. We have 6 USA patents with a couple more on file for some new great things that are coming up soon. We've been on Fox News, we've been on USA Today, NPR. We've been all over the place. But this year is a special year because we're celebrating 10 years of business innovation. So that's a pretty nice milestone. And we've made some phenomenal products the past 10 years. But now from there, we're going to start with today's topic is keeping your food fresh card. So some statistics that are kind of eye-opening is that 1/3 of the world's food is wasted. which is enough to feed 3 billion people or 10 times the population of the USA. If you let that sink in, that's a whole lot of food that we can fix. So, and then according to the NRDC, the average US family throws away more than $2,000 in food per year. And that's just a hardcore stat. We don't like that. So what can we do to help? We have the wonderful food freshness card. It's manufactured under 3 US patents, and it has been winning awards after award after award now for a couple of years. We won the Gold Medal Edison Award on this, which we were up against Dow Chemicals, IBM, and we won. So that was a pretty neat feat. Another neat thing that we did was we prevented over 1 million tons of food waste from going into landfills. That's from MarketWatch. I mean, that's incredible. So aside from that, we're going to go see what our health professionals and customers are saying about their use with the food freshness card. And these are just some great videos right here.
Dr. Rob Silverman here, ACA Sports Council Chiropractor of the Year, author of Inside Out Health, a revolutionary approach to your body. I want to talk to you about something that I've been using and I've been getting fantastic results, and I stand 1,000% behind. We eat only organic. The food is lasting in the refrigerator 4 times as long. Now, we all know that organic food is the healthiest food that we can consume. The problem is after 2 or 3 days in a refrigerator, it spoils. No pesticides. The food cart is enabling the freshness and enabling the organic food to last longer.
Well, hello. I want you to know that I've had this card for 1 year, and my bread, I left to go international. I bought the bread a week before I left, was gone 6 weeks. I've been home 2 weeks actually. And here is the bread, soft.
No mold.
And no mold.
What do you think of the food freshness card?
I think it's awesome because I only eat fresh green food. And I can tell you over the year, my kale, my spinach, apples, they'll be in there from the beginning of the month until the end of the month, still as fresh as ever.
My family loves all of Nature's Frequency products. Since we've been testing the food card, we found that it stretches our dollar a lot farther by keeping our bread, our fruits, our vegetables all fresher longer. My kids live on berries during the summer, and we found that especially organic berries stay a lot longer, and we're able to eat them before they go bad. Instead of lasting 2 or 3 days, we can get a week out of them, which is fantastic. Since we've been using the food card, we find that our budget goes a lot further because we have less food when.
Happy New Year. I'm at my son's visiting. And when I got here, I got upset with him because something happened to the food freshness in his refrigerator. So I made sure that it got back in there because they never have to throw food away. And I'm a single woman. I mean, I'm always throwing stuff away because I can't eat it fast enough. And now it lasts forever. So, and the bananas, my son is just amazed. He says, how come the bananas last so long? So they immediately put all the fruit and bananas on the food freshness, and they weren't paying attention to the refrigerator. So it was just amazing when I got here. You know, I've got believers now. You have more believers. So thank you.
In taking care of Mom, who is now in another facility, I had to make 2 separate meals because she wanted good old fashioned meat and potatoes and meat and potatoes and all of that. And I eat in a different fashion. So everything I would eat would spoil quickly. I occasionally want a piece of bread. This bread has no additives at all. It is a sourdough bread from one of our bakeries in town. And it is as fresh as it was the day I bought it. And it's from October 1st. October 1st. And so once a week, I'll use a piece of bread. And I mean, look at it. So my organic vegetables, the berries, they last at least 3 times. I do add I was counting 6 food freshness cards in each refrigerator, and they are not large refrigerators. Also, I do cook occasionally and need milk or cream or sour cream and stuff like that. I have some that's 6 months old. There isn't any mold on it. My cheese gets no mold on it. It's amazing. So I'm very grateful. It just makes my heart so warm that you created this. Help the world not waste food. And I love to hear the updates on that. I really do. So thank you so much for starting this company and starting with Food Freshness Card.
I tell you, the Food Freshness Card, what it does is amazing because you don't think about how long your food lasts. Now, that might sound like a negative, but it's not. Milk lasts, I don't know what it is about milk. It lasts forever. It just doesn't go bad. I don't know what to say. We don't drink a lot of milk, so it's in there for a month, 6 weeks, perfectly fine. The wife does, and daughter buy organic. And lettuce, of course, as you know, whether it's escarole or endive, it goes bad in days. It doesn't go bad. It's an amazing thing to watch. Fruit, it just never goes bad. I don't know how to explain it, and you get so used to it, which I guess is kind of a problem, that you don't think about how fast stuff used to go bad. So the savings, that stuff is expensive. Everything's expensive. Fruit's expensive. Organic is expensive. Foods in general, milk is, oh my gosh, it's a fortune, $5, $6 a gallon, depending on where you get it at. So just extremely excited about the whole thing. I probably take it for granted, which I should not, because it really doesn't.
I got cheese still here. It says used by date the 11th of October, 2022, right? And it's still edible. There's no mold on it. You can see it. There's the proof and evidence of it. I'm still eating it. I chop a little bit off every day. I don't need a lot of cheese, but yeah. And the date says the 11th of October, 2000. Look, I bought that cheap too, $4.99. Most people would just walk past it. $4.99. You think you throw it out after a week, but there you are, 11th of October. It's still going great, and it's already the 1st of January. And just think, that bread's 6 months old. For God's sake, unbelievable. It's a staff of life, I tell you. And just, Rick, what you're doing with the technology is fantastic.
The Food Freshness Card has been great ever since I got it down in Atlanta. Used it on the way home back to Pittsburgh. But the Food Freshness Card, numerous all over the house. I keep them, the vegetables in the refrigerator. I hate to go to the store. When I go, I'll stock up on the vegetables because that's the good stuff. And they'll stay in my refrigerator, my vegetable crisper, for months at a time. And it is amazing how that does it. You look at the expiration date or something on there, and it just doesn't. It's amazing how much they stay there. And I'm so thankful for the Freshness Card and what it does to inhibit the bacteria and the mold and stuff. It does what it's supposed to. So I have several in the fridge, and it makes the food taste better. It's a wonderful gift for Christmas. I give them to the kids every Christmas. Say, here, put this on there. Oh, Dad, what's that for? I said, just believe me, this company's been around 9 years. The patents on this, they couldn't do this and have all the wonderful testimonials. It did work. Believe me, it works. And they come back and say, hey, Dad, that's amazing. That's good. They still got it.
The food card in my house is not only in the refrigerator, on the counter for the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers. I'm also in a social service position, and I have placed them in my clients' homes. They're elderly or socially challenged, and they get some of their food from the food pantries. And the food stays fresh so long. It's not like they go out to the grocery store and get them. They get it from the food pantry, and it's still good. It's still mostly fresh, and it will last, again, 4 to 5 weeks, whether it be in the refrigerator, in the bread box, in the freezer. It is a wonderful, wonderful product to have in anybody.
You got to remember, when you live in a warmer area, your food can go and spoil faster. That's one of those things that just happens. It doesn't just freeze like where you live. Anyway, 2 places that we really use it to save us money on our food. One is in the pantry itself. We buy freshly baked bread, which always goes down faster than if you get it in the regular, Wonder Bread or whatever else it is. So we have found that putting it just within a couple of feet of that bread, that it has stayed until we finish it, which is pretty good for us considering we don't usually eat a lot of bread around here. But even better place that saved me money was in the refrigerator. I'm not a big milk drinker. I'll cook with it, but I don't really drink it. My wife, on the other hand, doesn't drink it much, but she'll have it with her cereal in the morning. And we're talking like, what, a half a cup on there? And we found that buying a gallon jug, it would just go bad before she finished it. So she had to cut back, starting to buy the quarts and that kind of thing, which is just in itself more expensive than buying the gallon if you could use the whole thing up. We started using it underneath the water or underneath of the gallon jug. And it went from lasting a couple of weeks to until it was empty a month later. And I went back to the commissary and could replace it. So it saved not only in not throwing it out because it was bad, but because we were able to buy a larger amount of it and keep it fresh that much longer. It works for anything that you put in the refrigerator, anything at all.
Rick, this is Christy again, and I just want to give you an update. This card that I have had in the bottom of my refrigerator has kept my food fresh for a really long time. I am completely sold. Everyone should have one of these in the refrigerator. This is amazing. A week ago, I recorded a video of this very same vegetable tray, and I haven't thrown it away because the vegetables are still good, and even they're still fresh. See, crunchy carrot, still fresh. And the ranch dip is still good. But the other amazing thing is this is a jar of milk. And it's good local milk. And I don't have a lot of kids in my house anymore. And so we don't go through a ton of milk. So I buy a little bit more expensive milk. However, you see how it's in there just a little bit? It's still good. And I bought this when I bought this tray. So how long has that been? So it's been almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks ago, I bought this. And there's not very much left, but I'm going to use the rest of this in my cereal right now, if I'm going to have cereal. But I just wanted to thank you again for this fabulous food card and from Nature's Frequencies. It's amazing. So everyone should have one of these. Thanks.
All right. Those were a couple of great reviews. Thank you. A bunch of you that are on this call are in there, so we appreciate that. Thank you. Next, we're going to move on to supermarkets. So here is another quick little blurb about what we can do to supermarkets. And we got another one. Crane Schools. This was pretty neat. This is these people feed 6,000 children 2 meals every day of the year. And we got a nice letter from them, which the last sentence of this really, kind of hit home was, we have been using the food freshness cards in our schools for nearly 2 years and can say without a doubt in my mind that the cards really do work and food waste has become much less of an issue district-wide. And this is for children. So this is just trying to help out. So now let's go over to what the science says. The science says, let's start with the Bovie testing. And from here, you will see.
The Bovie value is a measurement of the life energy, of the vital force in products and in people. And it's called after a physician in France. He was between the First and the Second World War responsible for the quality of the food of the French soldiers. And he was an expert in doing radiesthesia, just measuring the Bovie value. And for every fruit and vegetables, he knew after 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 days what the vitality, the Bovie value of the vegetables were. So when a bunch of food was delivered at the military, he could easily measure the vitality, and then he knew, it's okay for another week, for another 2 weeks. So it was a quality test for how fresh and how vital the vegetables are.
So now let's go to the food freshness card. You tested that. How did you test it?
Well, exactly the same way, just spreading water over it. And this card is 2 times bigger than the earthing card. But I was really amazed. 73,800 Bovie value just by pouring water over it.
That's a 400% increase. Now, if this was mere food, what do you think it would be for food? Because first with water, we are 60 to 70% water. Nobody fights that. Fruit, vegetables, high percentage of water. Water picks up everything. Water's a great substrate. So if the food freshness card was near some food, what do you think the food would be for your body?
Well, much more healthier, because it's not only the vitality which increases, but the negative information decreases too. So the vegetable is purified by the food freshness card. So I started a new test already. The test of a jar of 1 liter water, put on the freshness card and on the earthing card. And I will show you results.
You've been testing. I love it.
We're testing. This is the water we start with.
Yeah.
These are the results of the test we just spoke to each other about.
Yeah.
And here you see the test with 24 hours, 1 liter. And you see, this was already amazing. I can't read it now from behind, but see how it's almost 100,000.
Yes.
On the earthing card, and that's almost 150,000 for the freshness card.
Wow.
And this is really good, because I performed quite a lot of tests for people who said who had energy boards, but they never came higher than 90,000 Bovie.
That's amazing. And you did that within a week.
And now in one day, 24 hours.
So we're doing good.
Yes, you can say it's really that you are doing good, yes.
All right. Yeah, that was a pretty incredible test that, he'd only seen like 90,000 up in the Bovie value, and the food freshness card came at over 140,000, which kind of blew his mind. And he's been doing this forever. So that was a pretty neat stat that came out. Here's one of my favorite videos with tomatoes. And you'll see the card or the tomatoes on the left. They have the food card. They're not touching them. There's a plate. It's just a transparent plate. But beneath them, you'll see the food card. To the right, this is another screen in a different room from the lab. And these are from the same vine. So there's a vine of 8 and the lab split them. And then you'll see in the bottom right corner, we have timestamps. A lot of companies don't do that, and they don't do that for a reason. And I'll let your minds wander on that, but we timestamp everything and we prove everything. So here's just a quick comparison of what happens to normal tomatoes versus tomatoes with the food freshness card. Day 10, you see the stems start going, 20. All right, now you're at day 30. These look like a mold science project on the right. The ones on the left, if you see the bottom left one, right over there, you'll see it actually sprouted and it tried to grow. One of the neat things about the food freshness card is it almost tricks the fruit to, to think that it's still connected like to earth. And so this one, as you can see, tried to grow versus on the right side, they all decayed and died. So that was just a really neat video that came from the lab. And here is another one of my favorite videos, is the time lapse on bread. And like I mentioned, we always show the timestamps in the bottom because a lot of people don't. And this is the same loaf, 100% the same loaf, cut in half over the course of 6 months. So how this ages. See, we start to get a little bit of gross, a little bit, month 3, not touching that, month 4, nope, don't want to look at it, 5, and then towards the end, looks like a penicillin project. So there's not an ounce of mold on the one with the food freshness card, and like I said, it's not even touching the card, there's a bag between them. So this is just another one of the incredible uses. And after 6 months of the lab, we stopped the test because it almost sounds too good to be true. So we're like, all right, 6 months, that study cost enough. And anything else might be a little excessive to anyone that doesn't understand the technology. And then we got one more pretty good one, is about mixed berries. So this is a before and after shot and of a 20-day time lapse. So you'll see the one on the left has got the food cards. The one on the right doesn't, and you'll see the strawberries start to go first, and then the raspberries, and then the blackberries, while everything over here is good. And these are items that mold quickly. So 20 days on fruits, vegetables, that's like incredible. So that's that for the science. Now we're going to get into today's special. Today's special is a pretty good one. So let's go over here and